USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at usaa.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Honda. When you test drive the all-electric Prologue SUV, there's a lot that could impress you about it. There's the generous passenger space, the clean, thoughtful design, and the intuitive technology. But out of everything, what you'll really love most is that it's a Honda. Visit honda.com/EV to see offers.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. And now, your host, Steve Collins.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coach Unplugged. I'm so happy you decided to join us. Before we jump in, I don't do this every week, but I would love if you went over, left a review, left a comment. I listen to all of those. Give me some topics. Send over to Steve at teachhoops.com. What kind of topics do you want to hear? But before we jump into today's topic, I'd like to give a big shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, the number one shooting machine on the market. I've tried them all, and this is not only how innovative they are, but the workouts and what I love about Dr. Dish is they give back to the community. If you follow them on Facebook, if you follow them on Twitter, they're always giving back to the basketball community. And you mentioned Coach Unplugged, they'll give you $450 off. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It is a one-stop shop for basketball coaches. It's resources, it's handouts, it's videos, it's one-on-one calls, it's office hours. It's a coach. It's a resource run by a coach for a coach. It's not an ex-coach, not someone that's been let go, not someone that's coaching part-time. This is what I do. And Teach Hoops helps me keep the bills on. It helps me put up these podcasts, 13 podcasts a week. Teach Hoops helps me be able to do that. And it's a roadmap for you to be successful. And let me help you in this great journey that we call coaching. But let's head off to the podcast. All right. Welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops.
Coach.
February edition.
February. It's raining here in California today.
Hope you got your Valentine's Day present ready for your wife.
We do, actually. We talked about it the other day. For Christmas, her brother gave us a gift card for this fancy restaurant in San Francisco.
Ooh.
And then his sister-in-law lives in the city, and she said, and I'll throw in my place. You guys can stay overnight there, and I'll stay at your place. So we got a nice date night in San Francisco.
Let's go. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Oh wow. You're not. I'm in mid-season,
dude. You gotta take care of your
Is it a
wife.
Friday night? Right.
Oh.
It's Friday, and this is Tuesday. This is going live on Tuesday. I have. I'll tell you afterwards, but I'm good. My present's good. Right. She'll be happy. She's wanted this for a really long time, so I'm not going to spoil it because it's only Tuesday.
A new husband? I'm just kidding.
New husband. Me retired. It would be
be
me retired from coaching. It would be the present I could give her, but I'm not ready for that yet. But anyway. All right. So let's give a shout out to our sponsor, please.
Yeah, coaches, go check out Game Changer. All you need for your stats, live video, so anybody who can't be present at the game can access the game and see their favorite player making a highlight reel. And you can create highlight reels with Game Changer. So go check it out. It's free for coaches. gc.com/coaching youth hoops. Again, gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
And then you're gonna talk about our practice thing, right?
Yeah. Coaches, we have created, if you haven't seen it yet, the ability just to create a practice plan based on what your needs are. You just answer a bunch of questions, and leveraging our years of experience and our extensive drill library, we put a practice plan together for you. Make recommendations of an offense, defense, and a few other specials, just depending on the answers to your questions. But go check it out at coachingyouthhoops.com/, basketball dash practice dash plan. Or if you just go to coachingyouthhoops.com, you'll see a link up at the top. That'll take you right to it. Just it's a drop-down menu at coachingyouthhoops.com. It's under products. So again, that's a practice planner. We'll put that in the show notes as well. It'll take you about 30 seconds to create a season-long practice plan. Simple to use,
Very easy.
very
Coach is
easy.
coach is very proud of it. Should be. It's awesome,
Put a lot
actually.
of time into that.
I
So
know. It's awesome. All right. So what's today's topic?
we're going to talk about how do you pick your club AU teams. You've done tryouts. We talked about, talked about tryouts, talked about even maybe like picking the names. But now it's just like, well, how do you divide the players? Do you do even teams? Do you do an elite team? What happens if you have, 30 players and you got, a wide range of skills? Do you do a developmental team? I know it, and again, the answer is it depends. But at the same time, how should you think
It
about
definitely depends
doing
on
them?
age level. It definitely depends on
Mhm.
age level a little bit. But what you're this is more your world than my world
Yeah,
for a
I'm in,
while.
in the thick of it, and that's
Yeah.
why I just wanted to address it. We have for our girls program, we had over 90 players or 90 players try out, and we're looking at 2 to 3 teams per grade level. Some grade levels, the talent gap is quite a big range. Um, Also looking at numbers, and some, it's not that quite even number, and we could do 3 teams of 7, or divide it some, you know, obviously we don't want 14 kids on a team. So,
What's your
there's all
magic
those
number for
decisions.
teams? That's a good question. What
That
is your
is
magic
very,
number?
mine has always been 10. Okay. This is an interesting thing though that it- we've grown our program. My level up program merged with another program. We have more coaches, gym time, etc. So I coach 14U, working with the other 14U coach, his magic number has always been 7. Okay. Mine has always been 10. And I get his thinking on the 7. We practice at the same time, so we can always play one another. I'm always used to practicing by myself, so I had to have 10, so at least I could go five
Right.
on five or some, right? So ideally, 7 is great.
I think seven's a little scary. I would go more eight than seven
Yeah.
because there's always a kid that's sick or always a kid that
Yeah,
has
there's yeah,
something or
got soccer or something going on,
soccer
right?
or
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
Aunt Sally's, 73rd birthday. I
Yeah.
don't know, something. It's always
Yeah,
something.
7 to 8 is always is a good number.
Yeah, as
As
long
long
as you
as you
can
can
run practice.
scrimmage with someone else
Yes.
and go 5 on 5 full court, that is kind of the ideal situation. I would say carry 10 though, even 11 if you can't. If it's only you and you only have one.
Yeah, 10's a
Um,
minimum. Yes.
yeah, in that case, because you
If you're
do have
by
to
yourself.
practice the 5 on 5. Yeah, if you're by yourself. Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. Anyway, that it is a numbers thing. I've always thought
It
about
is.
it
Yeah,
is because it's like, if you keep 10, how often do you actually have all 10 there? Like
exactly. Yeah. I
sometimes
had a team of last summer, I had a team of 14, 15,
that's tough.
14, 14 or 15. Can't remember the exact number. Right around there. W- The entire AAU season, one time, one game, they were all there.
The
That was
whole
it.
season.
The
Yeah.
whole season, right? So they're on vacation. They got this tournament. They're doing water polo. They're doing soccer. They're doing volleyball, right? So um, that's the other thing you need to find out too. It's like, what are your other commitments?
It's
and it's fine. The
You
kids
want them to do
should
other things.
you want them to do. Yeah, they make them
So
better
what's your
athletes.
thought on like so you talk the so the title is picking teams. What is your
Right.
thought as far as I mean, you want them at the right level,
You want them at the right level. Yeah, exactly. So if you have, like in our case, we have 20, whatever it is, 20 some girls on a team, or I mean on a in a grade. So we're thinking about doing two teams, basically an A and a B team. That way, all the girls they're competing with one another in the right where they should be, right? You don't want the number one player playing against the number 20 some player. That's not
doesn't
good for
do
either
anybody any
person.
good. Yes.
Yeah. And then you want to take a team and move them and have them play in the right bracket in the tournaments, not with the goal of getting, sometimes getting beat, sometimes, there and winning and you know what I mean? So you kind of want to massage that as well, but that's it's probably another whole subject of
Right.
tournaments and picking tournaments and dividing issues. But I would say if you
And it is
have the
hard to pick
luxury,
before you leave. It is hard to
oh,
pick tournaments because finding the right
it's
tournament's like
very
picking the
difficult.
team because you don't want a tournament where you
Yeah.
lose every game by 40, but you also don't want to pick a tournament where you win every game by 40. You want a
Yeah.
tournament that's going to be at the
And it's
highest level.
so
Yeah,
hard, right?
so
Week to
hard.
week, you don't know where one team is going to be or the teams are going to be. And, one week, this particular tournament, it could be perfect. And the next week, you go back to it and be like, oh, we just lost by 40,
Right.
right? So very, very, very difficult. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
that's hard though. But I
yeah.
going back to your original thing about the elite and not elite, how do you navigate that?
So again, if you go back to the other podcast, we talked about even naming. We don't name them that. We don't
Right.
call it an elite team. We just do it, age and then the coach's last name. That's the team you're on, period. Like, you know, of course, I understand parents can see through that and be like, oh, oh yeah, those are the better players. We do an extensive job on evaluations. Uh, so we have
Walk me through how you do that.
yeah, pretty simple. We have the coach on the floor. And then we have an independent evaluator for every grade. And I like for me this year, I just pulled parents that I know and trusted and that played before to evaluate a different age than what their players were in. And they
Right.
were happy to do it. And they helped with so the coach and the independent evaluator rated all the players. We picked a
Okay.
top 10
Okay.
in each grade, so at least we have 10 players ranked uh and then seeing how the teams would divide up by then. So we may only take seven and put them on one team and then the next three in that group will be on the other team. So it creates we have a really good team and a team that's good, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because they got their if they're in the top 10, they're pretty good players, right?
Right.
So that's how we kind of what we did.
I like
We had
I don't think a lot of AU programs do independent like
no,
eval.
no,
I
no.
think they just pick or
They just
dad
pick.
picks or
Yeah,
somebody
or the coach picks, right, and
picks.
divides it up. You know
Right.
what I wanted to do though? I wanted to give every player a fair shot. I wanted to have a
Yeah.
paper trail. If
Right.
somebody questions why my daughter is here, I can go, well, this is what the independent evaluator thought
Right.
of your player. They need work in these areas compared to the other girls. Doesn't mean she
Right.
can't be there at some point. But let's focus on these
Does their
things.
availability ever come into play?
So yes, we've had a couple players tell us early that, hey, soccer's my number one sport, um, so I might not be available as much. So what we do in that particular case is we'll add an extra player to that team. So if our
Uh,
deal number is seven, we may go to eight
okay.
or nine, depending on what that is. And um, so yeah, we do add an extra body. Now, what I'm trying to do with this program, we'll end up with somewhere nine teams.
Okay.
We want to have everybody run the same offense so that I can take a fifth grader from team B and move her up to,
Right. The other
team
team.
A.
But I don't think that happens a lot in AAU programs either.
No. Yeah. And I've just been doing this so long that,
It makes it
again,
easier.
you have a tournament scheduled and you have 5 girls on a team that are available to play that weekend.
Right.
Can't play with 5 girls,
Yeah.
right? I mean, can you? Yes, of course you can. It's not
Right.
ideal. I'd rather play with 7, right? So then I need to borrow a few players. Some players will have to play, for both teams, and
Right.
but they can't. The worst thing is the 5 players, they know the offense, they know everything else, and you get these 2 extra, and they're like just statues, and they're nervous because they don't know what we're running. But in this
Right.
case, if we can get them to run the same thing, have a couple standard inbound plays,
Yes.
right? Just some
Right.
simple basic stuff. We always do man to man, so right.
Defense
But
isn't as big a deal. I
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So in kind of closing, what's the biggest obstacles you think people face or things that they can do?
Well, I honestly think it's, well, one, ranking the players to make sure you have that, top 10, depending, again, if you have the luxury of 20 players in an age group, it's really on your philosophy of your program. Do you want an A and a B team? My recommendation is doing an A and a B, just so the better players are playing with the better players and against the better players in these
Right.
tournaments. And if you do have 2 teams, if they're practice at the same time, even better, because now they can go head to head, right? And
Right.
you still get the B team is still playing against the better players, right? So
Right.
they can develop, right? But again, go back and listen to our other podcasts on, naming the teams to cut down on the emails you're going to get from parents asking you why. Have those, independent evaluators when you're doing the team, so you do have that paper trail, and you have just somebody else looking at your players to make sure you got it right. Second set of eyes is always helpful.
I think so too. All right. Anything else, Coach?
No, coaches, just go
All right.
check out Game Changer at gc.com/coaching youth hoops. I almost said that too quickly.
You did.
And go check out our practice planner. Go to coachingyouthhoops.com, and under products, you will see build a practice plan. Take you about 30 seconds. You're in and out. Don't even have to worry about it. These practice plans have been tested, proven. I've been using the same and similar practice plans for 10, 15 years. So, yep.
A long time. All right. Till next week, Coach.
Till next
Hey,
week.
everybody. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Make sure you subscribe, like. We love those. And send me an email, steve@teachhoops.com. Tell me what you want to hear in the future. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Have a great day.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Memorial Day doorbuster deals are here at Lowe's. Right now, rewards members save $80 on the Master Forge 4-burner gas grill, now just $149. Plus, rewards members save $900 on the Lowe's exclusive Hisense French door refrigerator, now only $999. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/26. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowes.com for more details. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.